What is going on, guys? Tuesday night, Comic News Weekly, like we do every week. Coming at you live. Also watch it on the replay, or you can also download the audio version wherever your podcasts are found. Just search for Simple Man's Comics. But we do have a great show for you tonight. A game that I have been waiting for forever to be adapted into a live action show is happening. We also have some Kraven the Hunter, Sony expanding that Spider-Man universe. We have some casting news for that. One of the best Punisher writers around is coming back to write some more Punisher, and we seem to have a shortage. Yes, everyone knows of supply shortage, but it's starting to hit the comic book fandom, the comic book industry, with some cardboard shortage. We'll get into that. Maybe it's all in San Francisco right now for houses, but either way, great topics and a great panel as always. We're going to introduce them right now from that Tales from the Flip Side YouTube channel, Mr. Brian McClay.
What up, brother? Looking
What's
forward
going
to
on, man?
Looking forward to the show tonight, man. This is
I'm excited about some of these topics.
dude.
I'm excited about topics every week, but this one more so.
I love my Tuesday nights, man. It's like it's one of the nights where I can just sit back and enjoy it for a bit, you know?
Yeah, it's like not quite the weekend, not even quite close to the weekend. It's just week sucks. Let's have some fun. Speaking of fun, we have Mr. Dan Kim from Dank Comics as well. He always livens up the show.
Yeah, I got in all my tacos and I'm ready to go. I'm loving it.
Yes. Andy Tomlin, once again, he is moving houses, moving sets for Southern Charm, but he loves when we talk about his TV show. Make sure you guys check him out. But we do have Mr. Button Pusher himself and his own comic book channel, and he's a huge seller on that Whatnot app, Mr. Alberto Jefe, Comic Man Andy.
Listen, did you know geology rocks? But geography is where it's at?
Hell yeah. It's around the globe.
Large.
Yeah, and we got people coming into the chat. Yeah, the cardboard shortage. We'll get into that later, but I'm hearing some people talking about it. So if you're watching right now and you're a seller and are online, if you can find cardboard mailers, go ahead and order some because it seems like they're starting to get swallowed up. But hey, you're a big collector of foil comics, aren't you, Alberto?
Yes. God, I love foil.
What happens when you eat foil? You sheet metal.
Ooh.
Sheet metal, get it?
That's the golden goose right there.
More people coming in the chat. We are Venom. We got Kenneth Bird. We got Ryan Haslip. GT Key Comic with probably the best avatar in YouTube with the old classic G.I. Joe #2. But also, not on the topics today. Did you guys see some of the G.I. Joe classified figures? I know, McClay, you're not a huge fan because you're 3 1/4 guy, but did you see the Transformer G.I. Joe crossover Megatron tank?
Yeah.
I pre-ordered that bizitch.
Yeah. Yeah, that thing's cool, man.
Baroness, Megatron.
Yeah.
So, but
there's a couple sets that they put out one time, and I don't know how long ago they put them out, but they're like a 3-pack, and it comes with like 2 Transformers and a figure, and they're like themed. So they'll have like the Transformers will have like a Python Patrol design, or something. You know what I mean? So look out for those.
I was tempted to order like the new. There's a couple waves that they're getting ready to release. You got the twins coming, the classic Cobra Trooper, man, with the dual helmets.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're a fan of G.I. Joe, those classified figures and those Target exclusives, man, if you can get your hands on those, especially at Target without paying second market prices, definitely grab those up.
Yep.
My wife used to work at Target, and she used to hate the Matchbox people and people that come
Hot
in there
Wheels
and dig through everything. But
Hot Wheels guys actually run, like literally run to the Hot Wheels, dude.
Yeah, Hot Wheels, and I always mixed them up, Hot Wheels and Matchbox. So those collectors would be like, Yeah, you don't know, bro. Hey, to each their own. We all respect all the fandoms because I know I collect some stupid ass shit. So,
Amen.
but one thing we do want to talk about, I know Beardo's been high on Last of Us lately, and I kept hoping all these TV adaptations would do great. We got Halo about to launch on Paramount Plus. We got a bunch of other stuff. Amazon, are killing it right now. They got Walton Goggins doing for Fallout. They're doing a Fallout show. They got a Mass Effect show. They just signed a first look deal with some other gaming IP. But the one I'm most excited about and the one I've been championing for, talking about the comic books on this channel, I'm telling you, get those Dark Horse books. But now Amazon Prime is getting a God of War TV show.
Wow.
And it's by the creators of The Expanse. It's the executive producers that did Wheel of Time. Huge catalog of content to go through for God of War. I'm kind of curious whether they're going to go old school with it. I really think that they might go right up to the most current with the father-son story, because that seems to be kind of where a lot of these shows are going with. I mean, Last of Us is, you still have that older figure with the girl, and not so much father-daughter. But I think anywhere you go across Kratos and God of War, there's plenty of great content. You got the new Vikings show on Netflix taking 100 years after the previous History Channel show. So that's where they might go with Norse mythology. But either way, the Greek Kratos storylines are all fantastic. All those Dark Horse books are great. Those first print, that first series, that first issue, and the second print were always kind of expensive because it's just such a short print run. But I'm going to shut up because I know I'm probably the most excited about this. But what do you guys think of God of War? And what do you think of a new golden age of video game content making its way to the silver screen or even the big screen? Or are those the same thing? I don't know my cinema talk. Dank, help me out.
Well, what was the last like good video game film recently? I know Mortal Kombat was
Sonic.
decent. Sonic? Oh,
Sonic
okay,
is, like, the
right.
biggest box
Sonic,
office.
yes. Yeah, so it is sort of a. Well, I don't know anything about God of War.
Uncharted
actually,
just came
right?
out. It's past
Oh, right,
expectations.
Uncharted. But I read the synopsis of the God of War, right? And it does sound like, man versus God, which people love, because that's like Paradise Lost. It's like about the devil going against God, which makes him the hero of Paradise Lost, and the Odyssey, the greatest like
It does remind me a
man
lot of
versus
the Odyssey,
God.
Homer, Iliad, Odyssey stuff.
It's kind
Yeah,
of like the trials of Hercules too, right? Where
yeah,
Hercules
Or
had to
even
go through all those trials. Yeah.
Dante's Inferno type stuff.
Yep.
and people love that,
yes.
yeah, because it's like impossible, but you still do it. There's something so compelling about people going for it, even though getting revenge on a god shouldn't be able to. It's like,
It's the same like 300. People that like 300, would like stuff like the God of War.
but it's ultimately like a revenge story, right? In the end,
Yes.
And it's
And
a
that- I mean-
really cool game, that's for sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I think there's a lot of great story potential, based on what I read, and it can be really epic. But they got to get the heart of it right. If they don't get the heart
yeah.
of it right,
I think that's what the biggest criticism before it even gets out the gate is. People are like, don't fuck this up.
you guys
Yeah.
excited? Yeah.
Go ahead.
I went and saw Batman over the weekend, and one of the trailers that they showed in Batman, which I saw before, I saw it on YouTube, but when you see it in the theater, and especially like a nice theater where the sound makes a big part of the experience, that Northman movie looks unreal. What's the dude that was in True Blood? What's that guy's name?
Skarsgård or
Yeah, Skarsgård.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Him. It's got Bjork in it. It's
Yeah.
got Ethan Hawke in it. It's got all these badass actors. It's got Willem Dafoe in it.
I still like
looks-
Skarsgård from Generation Kill.
Dude, there is this moment where Skarsgård is going into a village and just wrecking house, and he looks legitimately scary. I mean, like, it's unreal. and it takes place all during that time, and it's like a saga of the Vikings type thing, you know. It's revenge it's a prince's revenge. He saw his father get killed by a traitor, and it's his revenge, and he has to go save his mother, and he take back his kingdom, and it looks amazing. And that's kind of like what God of War kind of reminds me, like it's got like the whole North type thing in it,
I didn't
Yeah.
see that trailer.
Oh, dude, it's amazing.
Who makes
It's
that?
called
I mean, do you know studio?
I don't know the studio. It's called the Northmen. It looks Bjork's in it. It's the only person that looks off in it is
Bjork.
who's the Australian chick that was married to Tom Cruise?
Nicole Kidman.
Nicole Kidman plays the mother, and she kind of looks a little out of place, but it looks really good. But anyways, I'm getting back, because Brian, you were talking about that North mythology type stuff, and if they can have that type of cool look with it, like this Northman type has, and then have that God of War lore in it, dude, that'd be amazing.
Yeah,
It'd be really amazing.
I know Andy wanted to add something. I just wanted to say, it just seems like Norse mythology right now is kind of a lot hotter than like Greek mythology, the way everyone's going with those shows.
Yes.
Is that sounds like Hamlet? It sounds like you just described Hamlet. Is this a retelling of Hamlet?
It might
That's
be.
what
It's
like
like
Sons of
like a
Anarchy was
Viking
based off of,
badass
right?
Hamlet. It's like the original Hamlet.
Yeah.
Like it's all
Dude, it is bonkers crazy. Yeah. I can't wait to hear what you think about it.
just like cutting off heads, like not to be.
Alberto, what do you think?
Guys, I for one am a little worried. We're talking about this first wave of a new style of content, if you will, much like when Marvel kind of started breaking the mold and started making really good movies, or those movies got caught on and became cult classics. They gotta be on the forefront. They gotta be on their A game, and they've got to be breaking the molds. Like, look at Last of Us. I'm gonna toot this horn again. They're breaking the amount of money spent per episode. They're breaking records there. They're breaking records with set design. They've got really good actors. I hope we hear similar headlines from this God of War setup as it continues to go, because this creative team that did The Expanse, let's not forget, The Expanse was originally canceled because it didn't find its footing and it didn't find the fan base, and then got picked up by Amazon and got nursed along for 2 or 3 more seasons, which is heartbreaking because I'm a huge sci-fi fan and I loved The Expanse, and I never understood why it didn't find its footing.
That's because anything that goes on Sci-Fi Channel look at anything that's been on there. Happy. They always find a better life when they get off of Sci-Fi Channel.
Right. And I don't disagree with that by any means, but when you're on the forefront of a new wave like this, you got to be on your A game, and you got to be making headlines, and you got to be drawing a lot more attention than you think you need to. I'm going to enjoy it 1,000,000%, 1,000,000,000%, no matter what. But if it doesn't do well, they might not revisit it, and it might affect the way they choose and cherry pick video game titles going forward. Because let's be honest, video game content will be the new on-screen content push for like the next decade. A lot of it, at least, lets a lot of us feel like that, and a lot of us agree with that. As there's a lot of great original stories in video games that need to be told on big screen or series.
I'm more excited for this than I am for Anthony Mackie's Twisted Metal on Peacock.
See, now we're talking about finding a footing and doing things and breaking molds, and it's like I don't see that going well.
And these are also the people that helped executive produce Wheel of Time. And when it comes to Amazon, they've talking about spending money. They spent a shit ton of money on Wheel of Time, and they're spending a shit ton of money on that Lord of the Rings. So I think Amazon is definitely like, yeah, we're putting our money in it. Not video game related, but shit, that new show Reacher way better than the Tom Cruise movies, closer to the actual book material. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see God of War. Like every fanboy, though, they got to do it right. Just like the same thing we say when I get excited about He-Man shit.
Well, this is very similar and very comparable to like what we talk about with comic books having a trifecta: quality content, collectability, and sometimes something being a little bit scarce or rareability. The rarity of a book; those 3 things kind of coming together are what can propel a comic book among some others, but those kind of avenues coming together for shows, if they don't hit enough of those, kind of falls to the wayside.
I would say from a comic book perspective, although the first two series from Dark Horse were great and have a lot of collectability, I would not pass over the most latest season, the most latest series that takes place closer to that newer game with his son, Norse mythology, and then to boot, McClay, I know you're a huge fan, had him on Tales from the Flip Side. There's some kick-ass Dave Wilkins covers on that
Yeah.
new series as well.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So
Good dude.
but either way, moving on. What do you got for us, Dan?
Oh, so Alessandro Nivola has been cast as the bad guy in Kraven the Hunter. So it's
Did
gonna be
you
a lot of
practice
Russian
that before
accents.
coming on?
No, just Russian accent. But so this film is probably gonna take place in Russia. It's gonna be a lot of Russian stuff. So the bad guy. So I guess it's gonna have a bad guy that's like the evil version of Kraven, the good guy or something. Because that's what it's looking like. I don't know. We'll see. But you guys, I don't know if you remember him, but his first film was Face Off. He was Nicolas Cage's little brother. I don't know. I knew that about him. It's just that he's been a character actor for so many years, and he's in so many movies. But he just finally got noticed because of the Saints of Newark. You know that
Yeah.
Sopranos film.
Yep.
But he's been around forever, and I remember him with his blonde tips and But yeah, good for him. And hopefully Sony does a good job with this because Sony is pretty bad. They have a terrible track record. Yeah, in
He's an
general.
American Hustle too.
Yeah. And he's doing another Untitled David O. Russell film. It looks like he's gonna have a bigger role, so that's coming out later. But I guess he's finally making it. His is like 20, 30-year overnight success. So good for him.
They're definitely Sony's going all in on their Spider-Verse.
Yeah, and I heard a rumor that the reason he was Taylor Johnson or whatever, the reason he was cast as Kraven was because of his performance in that Bullet Train movie with Brad Pitt.
I just saw that preview for that. That looks awesome.
Yeah, he was so impressive in that film that the studio head was like, he needs to be Kraven, and that's how he got the Kraven gig. But
I like
see,
that. That's cool.
I'm a little worried about it looks like Black Panther and Purple Panther situation. I feel like we're gonna have another one of these like silly things.
You bring up Black Panther real quick, and I don't know if you guys have seen the Doctor Strange trailer in the movie theater yet. Did you guys see it in the movie theater?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm, yeah.
When they showed the Illuminati, did you see that guy on the far left? It looked like he had Black Panther's necklace thing on. It was like, I was like, I've never seen that. And you could see, like, when you see it in the theater, like that part where they show the zombie Strange looks so much clearer, so you can see everything better. So I wonder, anyways, off topic, Black Panther stuff.
Yeah. But man, I don't know. Are you guys excited about that Morbius film?
Yeah, I am.
You are?
I'm excited to see it, but I'm not like over the top excited. But I'm not. But I'm also not a huge Morbius fan. I'm a huge Jared Leto fan,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and I'm anxious to see how it goes and how it attaches. And I like the more horror aspect of it.
I'm kind of with Brian there on that, and I'm excited to be seated in a theater and be entertained. Again, we're starting to. I got a backlog of movies to go see now. It's pretty dope.
Put Cantankerous is coming up on. Got some spec alert.
Oh yeah, and they're gonna be speaking like English, with Russian accents. It's gonna be like they're never gonna speak Russian. They're gonna speak English to each other in Russian accents, fighting each other with Russian accents, speaking English. I mean, prove me wrong, Sony. Don't do these cliches. Like do better, Sony, because
Winder.
I mean, there's a lot of, and it's funny because there's a lot of more Kraven going on in the comics right now too, right? With like
Yes.
Elektra and stuff. It's like Marvel's not completely dumb. It's like, hey, let's put him in some of this stuff so people that don't know who Kraven is kind of knows who Kraven is when the movie's ready.
That's true. But does Disney own Marvel Comics too? Because
They own Marvel Comics.
But then Sony, they're not really working together necessarily.
Right. There's probably some shared. You're the movie guy. You're the behind the scenes guy.
Yeah, but they kind of they try to sabotage each other with that whole Quicksilver situation. Remember,
yeah, that was weird, man.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's quid pro quo, Clarice. Quid pro quo, Clarice.
Uh-oh. Yeah, I don't know. This is where I get lost in the weeds when we start getting into specific actors. Like, I'm glad Dank and Brian McClay is here to add this ultra third dimension of knowledge, because I don't have the mental capacity to take all this in during my workday and try to find all this. And if I do see these things, it's so far low on my priority list that it doesn't kind of make it into that brain housing group. And it's neither here nor there for me until I get to see the movie. It's like, oh yeah, I did hear somebody talking about this like 6 months ago. But
you say that, but then you name off the fourth understudy for Ahsoka.
Do you realize you just invented a new word that might be really good? You said compacity. Compassion and capacity merged together, and you've lost your capacity for compassion. Capacity.
What did I say?
You just coined a new word. You said compacity. And I love it. I love that word. It makes a lot of sense. Good job, man.
Symbology there.
This is how English evolves.
Wait.
Yeah, watch it on the replay. You'll see it. You said capacity.
Yeah.
And I love it. I love it.
That's not a word?
No, you merge compassion and capacity.
The capacity of an item.
Capacity and compassion.
Okay, I split the okay.
Just own it, man. I say words.
Dude, it's great. It's awesome, man.
Like, see, here we go. Like my brain just merges everything together, and I can't figure out which movie was which and which character we were talking about on which movie. And it's just the way my brain thinks. Like, I even went to a class to figure out how my brain works, and I'm just not apt to a lot of this social and yeah.
Listen, when you start giving money to the Scientologists, though, that's when things get slippery. So.
We don't even. That's not even a bonix. That's like Kalamazoo Onyx.
Wow. Yes. Yeah. Exactly. That's good old Michigan for you.
You asked. It was funny because when it was asked if we're excited to see Morbius, did you see Taylor's comment in the chat?
Yeah, he's excited to stop seeing this. I agree with them. They have been trailer heavy, trying to keep it forward in people's minds. But I'm like with Brian, kind of the horror thriller aspect, and I am kind of a fan of Jared Leto as well.
But again,
trailers.
Oh yeah.
If you been to an AMC theater, the one thing I get sick of seeing is I'm in the theater already. Why you gotta show me, speaking of Nicole Kidman, some commercial with Nicole Kidman in it, talking about how great the theater is. When, bitch, I paid my money. I'm already sitting here to see a movie. I don't need to see it because it's already been 28 minutes of trailers. I don't need your extra thing. Just start the damn show.
Yep.
I mean, you guys remember when they first put commercials in there in the first place? I saw it in that movie Contact.
Yeah.
Remember that movie Contact? It was like 96, and I saw a commercial, and I was like, why the F is there a commercial? I paid money. It's not TV. You're not getting paid through advertisements. I paid you money to watch a film. Now you're putting commercials.
The one girl that was always in the Pepsi commercials before the movie started, and no talking.
Yeah.
But when I was little, first getting into theaters, I lived in Germany, and all the movies I went to was on base. So when we first moved back to the States, before the movie started, I stood up waiting for the national anthem to play, and everyone just was like, "Oh, they don't do that." When you go to theater on base before the movie, they always play the national anthem.
Really? I didn't know that.
That's awesome.
So I stood up ready for it. And everyone's like, "Sit down, jackass."
Oh, that's great. Dude, my first movie was Hamlet with Mel Gibson, and I was like, wow, movies are weird.
Yeah, when you said Hamlet, that reminded me. I can't remember if it's Hamlet or it might be Macbeth, but Kurt Sutter created Sons of Anarchy based on, I think it's, Hamlet. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't-
Hamlet
well,
makes sense.
Parker's comment. I don't think there's been very many villain movies, has there, other than Joker or Venom?
I feel like this is gonna be Craven's gonna be a effing. They're
And
gonna make him
Morbius,
a
yeah.
anti-hero.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know who.
And then even the Morbius film, there's like the evil version of him because the guy that played Doctor
Maleficent.
Who, you saw that trailer, and they're like they're analogs of each other. I'm like, oh, they're doing it again. So obviously they're gonna fight at the end.
You say Maleficent?
Yeah, right. Wasn't she a villain?
Yeah, but I don't include that in the Disney catalog with the
Comic books.
comic villain catalog. But
Comic villain.
Yeah, I agree. That kind of came out of nowhere, dude. I was like trying to think.
But yeah, I mean, the first one was okay. I didn't watch the second Maleficent, but usually anything with Jolie's fun to watch.
Yeah. Well, back then at least.
Yeah. But moving on to the next one, I said McClay. El Beardo.
Capacity is a word. I just Googled it.
Oh snap!
Wait,
Wait, what does it mean? What does it mean?
Capacity, any several technical measures of compactness, especially in a granular medium, the volume fraction that is filled.
Oh my gosh!
I didn't make it up then. But hey, speaking of making things up, listen. I'm just... You guys are going to kill me. So, Garth Ennis returning to write Punisher at Marvel. Get excited. Get pumped.
Yeah.
Despite being known for writing the most popular runs of the character, acclaimed comic writer, Garth Ennis hasn't actually written a major Frank Castle title in years. Though his Punisher Max work from the mid-2000s remains the pinnacle of the character to many Marvel readers, Ennis' most recent work with the character came in Punisher Max, The Platoon, and Punisher Soviet, two miniseries published in 2018 and 2020. Speaking in a new interview with the Comic Book Couples Counseling podcast, that's pretty cool, Ennis confirmed that not only is he coming back for Frank, but will continue one of his most popular storylines. Interesting. I, for one, want to get excited about this.
Viet fucking Nam.
But there is a little bit of baggage that comes with this recently, 6 months ago, when they talk about kind of revamping or changing the design.
Yeah, but that's what's great about this. He's going old school, like Max Line's Punisher, not Jason Aaron's sword fighting and fucking.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So this is not to be confused with the Jason Aaron
That
run
comes out tomorrow.
Yeah, no, that's a separate thing. I had confused him earlier. So I'm pretty excited to see where they go with this one. Because Ennis, it's been a long while, and people still, that's regularly when new fans new people come into comic books. It's one of the top 10 graphic novels that people send that way is that Max run.
I tell people I got
Frank.
Volume 1 and Volume 2 Omnibus, and I read the shit out of those. That Garth Ennis Punisher story.
I mean, come on. You're talking Garth Ennis, the guy that had Frank Castle run over Wolverine with a freaking cement roller, and it was probably one of the best graphic Punisher versus Wolverine scenes ever in comic books. And to this day, it's still one of those things that I gravitate to regularly, and people even make memes out of that.
Yeah, I mean, I miss the old Max line. It's kind of like the DC Vertigo or even DC Black Label now. That Marvel Max line was that was like the T for teen type almost, right? That's where you got your darker, grittier, borderline stories, and that Garth Ennis Punisher run within that is freaking awesome. I couldn't recommend it enough to anyone that hasn't read it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's on Hoopla, but I would check it out. I caught it when Diamond had one of their omnibus sales, and I had a friend who had a Diamond account, and I was like, I want Volume 1, Volume 2 omnibus for that.
I'm just hoping that the baggage that has happened doesn't carry over into this. So technically it doesn't come with baggage. I just hope it doesn't carry on. And there isn't a timeline yet. I didn't find anything to say when this was going to be coming together, going to be released.
Yeah, because I was looking either the article. I think I posted the link in the chat, but it kind of blurred the lines between him coming back and then also Jason Aaron. Huge Jason Aaron fan, but I'm not. It's just not my cup of tea the way the Punisher's going with the new swords and stuff like that. We'll see, but I'll pick a copy up. But I'm more excited about this Garth Ennis run.
That whole Punisher thing with the change in the logo was only for Devil's Reign, right? It's not like it was staying around. I think we knew that.
They actually, we'll get more into this during New Comic Book Day, but I'll just tease this a little bit. Cover A from that Aaron run, surprise, surprise. Let me share screen real quick here. Ta-da! That's cover A tomorrow for the Aaron run.
Yeah.
But wait, there's more. When we get into New Comic Book Day, let's dig into this release and look at the
Just
other
like
covers.
the Alex Ross Timeless.
You guys will be surprised.
Yeah, I think we first saw. Is it pronounced Enos or Ennis?
I think it's Ennis.
All right.
But
So
it could be Enos.
I say Enos because I'm a Dukes of Hazzard fan.
There you go.
But I remember in Preacher, the stories of Jesse Custer's dad in Vietnam, and they were so badass. And then I bought that Punisher series like month to month as it was coming out because I'm a huge Ennis fan. I'm like diehard Ennis fan, and I can't wait for it. I think the whole Punisher thing about getting rid of the logo, it feels really dumb because to me it's as if like John Wick started to be changed because people co-opted him, I guess, and it's just like, what? Like the point of the Punisher is like it's tongue-in-cheek. The whole thing's tongue-in-cheek to begin with, and this is all about tongue-in-cheek, ultra-violence, grotesque, humor, and I want to see him, back to form because I didn't really like Marjorie Finnegan. I didn't know what's going on there. I thought that was I've been confused by a lot of his recent work, and
Yeah, he's all over the place lately.
but I want to see him do that again, and
Yeah, and then they actually, I mean, I know that people are talking about the new logo tomorrow, but they actually came out and what was it the Elektra? Was it Devil's Reign that they
Yeah.
actually had Punisher in, right?
Yeah.
With the new logo?
Yep. Yeah. Weird stuff.
I don't know. I mean, I'm more excited for Garth Ennis. Let us know in the chat. I mean, I'm a huge Jason Aaron fan though, so I'll probably pick it up and read it. But I'm not super excited for it.
Garth Ennis is 100% the best Punisher writer.
Yeah, he's like the
ever.
Frank Miller Daredevil.
Yes.
Garth Ennis Punisher.
Yep. Exactly.
This is gonna make a lot of people go back into those, say 2000 to 2012 or 2015 runs from Marvel for Punisher, and they're gonna start looking to pull those out of bins again. People are gonna want to relive some of that nostalgia now that the new series is coming back out.
Some of those covers, man, especially 9/8, they're always sought after at cons. Like the Venice Beach cover, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or the one with the gun in the back of the head.
Or God forbid anybody stumbles on that Eminem Punisher cover that was like ultra rare that's still expensive right now and has dipped a little bit actually.
Yeah.
I think
Your
made
knees
like
weak, palms sweaty.
I feel like that Punisher it was so big, and then it kind of like people didn't talk about it as much, and like it's I think it was because of that effing movie, the Punisher movie, because it used so many of the plot points of Welcome Back Frank, the first part of his run. And that movie was so bad, and so people were just like, I think that kind of made it not as infamous as it should have been. I think it like kind of undercut that the first Punisher film. Not the first one. No, the second one.
Thomas Jane.
Thomas Jane.
Well,
I like that movie though. But
It
not
used a
as
lot of the
comic
characters,
fan.
but it wasn't like it tried to be like Welcome Back Frank,
Yeah.
PG-13, and you're just like, what
Yeah,
the F?
and that one had a high level of cheesiness to it because it used a lot of characters and a lot of story plot lines from War Journal, and War Journal was cheesy and fun for the 80s, like that big massive Russian character, which I forget what his name was, that you can't take down. He was directly pulled out of War Journal as well.
No, I think he was from Welcome Back Frank. He had the red and white shirt, like it's exactly.
I gotta go back and look then.
Yeah.
But you
He's
might be
probably
right.
both
You might be right
wasn't a
because
bad
you
villain.
proved me wrong already. Like
It had Rebecca Romaine in it too, right?
yeah, she was in it. But they did have the piercing guy that Ennis wrote, and they pulled out his piercings.
Something Dave, Stacker Dave, Shaker Dave,
Oh yeah.
Skater Dave. I don't know, Dave something.
Something Dave, yeah. But yeah, I mean, I wish it was more brutal, basically.
No, please, yeah, like infinitely brutal.
Yeah, Contager's saying in the chat that the new logo is also supposed to have something to do with the hand, which would explain also why he's losing guns and going with swords, right? But
It's the swords thing is kind of something that a lot of Punisher fans have kind of romanticized with over the years, because to be honest with you, over the decades and decades and decades of Frank Castle that we got and all the different firearms and the Punisher Armory series where they explored all these different firearms, some of the coolest gadgets he had was like the spring-loaded knife, hidden blades like this. And then as they got into some of the swords and things, they didn't get into it very often. It was kind of like taboo. So when they do dip into it, some diehard Frank Castle fans aren't really kind of into it. But then there's a lot of us out there like, okay, are they going to push the envelope? Because if they push the envelope, they could do it well. There's an opportunity there, but they often don't take it.
Yeah.
Ooh. I don't know, Rizzo. I mean, ASM 129 is still 3 times more than what people paid for it in 19 or 20. It could
I would,
losing.
I would, if it's dropping, buy it what you're comfortable with. But if you want it and it's dropping, and if you start to see it stop or pick back up, buy it then if it's something you really want.
Yeah,
but that's always a key issue in my mind. Beardo searched high and low for his.
God, yeah. Tell me about it. Like, that was one of those knee-jerk reactions. It was all about the timing. It was all about the event, and then everything.
Watching you get
up.
that was like watching your kid hit like his first home run in Little League. You all walking through the convention center.
Walking. I was jogging, holding it all the way over my head, running down the aisles, yelling, "I did it!"
What'd you get?
ASM 129 in Baltimore in 19.
Was it graded?
8.5 white pages. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
that was like
2018.
19. And that
Perfect
was the
timing.
one where I had been talking with Brian for quite a long time. And I said, okay, we're going to save up for it. We're going to save X number of dollars per paycheck. We did the whole money in the envelope aspect. And when we got there, I was short by $50. And it was my dad's old adage of sticking an emergency $50 or $100 in your wallet for emergencies that actually got that book purchased. And that was like my emergency food money. And I still spent it. It was like, now looking back, how do you pass up an 8.5 white pages 129 for $1,500?
Yeah.
It was good time.
That's pretty damn good.
We did film a video. It's on your channel and my channel with your little grill.
Yep.
It was good times.
We were exhausted. We were exhausted that day.
Yeah, I'd say so. Even Contingers in the chat, he just disappeared on us.
Yep.
He was DED dead. But
yeah, Punisher is Batman that kills.
Yeah. I'm excited for Moon Knight also. A couple more weeks.
Oh
yeah.
There's so much stuff coming. It's unreal.
Great time. Great time to be alive.
Yeah. Well, there is some shitty things happening in this great time. And one of those is this paper shortage. It's getting worse and worse. And I think we've been talking about it for a couple of months now. It's the worserest, yeah.
I just said that to
talking about making up a word.
Yeah. I see your word and I raise you.
Capacity.
Worserest.
Listen, while you guys were talking, I was buying Geminis. I was putting in an order, even though it's probably going to take forever. I put in an order for I think like 200 or 300 magazine mailers, a bunch of those kits, just in case. You know what I mean? But if you're selling comics, you might want to stock up on some Gemini mailers because you might not have a chance for a long time. And it's going to be interesting because at what point does the priority mailers start disappearing?
Yeah.
Right? Because people are going to start.
You notice they already changed the size of the 1095 box. The USPS box that you could fit slabs in is now like an inch shorter.
Just too short.
My packing method I can't use anymore.
It was so frustrating.
1095 used to be the way to go, and then they even switched that a while back.
Yep.
So what are you using to ship slabs now?
I still have slab mailers, And I've actually, so the USPS says as long as the box is closed and sealed, it'll still ship. So those new 1095 sizes that's about half an inch short, I just take the flaps and just cut them in. I fold them like in half, and then tape the living daylights out of the box. So until I run out of those boxes, or because I double box all my slabs, until I run out of those internal slab shippers, I'll keep doing that. But a lot of people have taken to, there's two different box sizes now. One fits perfectly inside of like a 1093 or a 1092. So they'll bubble wrap however many slabs up to like 2, put them in one box, seal it, and then it slides perfectly into like a 1093 or 1092 or whatever. And then they'll seal that and ship it. And I really like that method. I've seen some people doing that, and that seems to work good.
Yeah, it used to be 1092, 1095, but yeah.
Now it's like 1090 and a 1092 or 1091 and a 1090. I don't know.
Is that the regional B whatever box?
No, it's
1092?
it's a priority box. It's just the different sizes.
Yeah, it's not
'cause
flat rate.
There's one that's like regional
there's a
rate
regional,
B, and that's bigger, so that also fits. And depending on where you're shipping to, sometimes it is cheaper depending on where you're shipping, because it varies dramatically. Regional rate B or whatever.
Yeah, or if you order from my comic shop, especially slabs, keep those boxes they send them in.
Well, that's what gave me the idea. Is I eventually ran out of those, and Bags Unlimited sells something extremely similar to that.
Yeah, there's a bunch of places. I mean, uline.com, papermart.com. Comic Shield is one that I've been using also, especially for the Patreon boxes, which has been great, especially for raw books, protected. And the Comic Shield, you don't necessarily have to use pre-cut or cardboard sheets as a cardboard sandwich. They got tabs that help protect the books. But yeah, a retailer friend, sponsor of the channel, he reached out to me and said, "Hey, do you know where I can get mailers?" Because he's trying to put bulk orders in at Gemini and Comic Shield, and he said he's got like a 20,000 Comic Shield order on back order. Doesn't know when he's going to get it. And he's trying to just forethought try to order cardboard ahead of the time so that he knows he won't run out. So that's what stuff a lot of sellers do. They might take it for granted, especially as popular as Whatnot is, and people, they'll get stuff and then like, oh crap, I need selling supplies. And if you're waiting and you wait too long, you might have orders without anything to ship, and then it's back to people putting shit in pizza boxes and cereal boxes and the way people used to do it.
The first indicator was backer board shortage, and then when E. Gerber has for months now not allowed anybody to order any fullbacks or halfbacks for months now, and they're talking like May or June because of that first line of failure there with availability. I ended up ordering like 600 units from Uline.
Same with top loaders or BCW storage bins, all that stuff.
And so that was kind of like that first indicator. I was like, I just better just stock heavy, and bought 600 units at the beginning of the year from Uline, and they're more expensive. And now the prices have gone up even more. It's like another 20 to 30 cents per.
And that's the worst part about ordering cardboard is you're like, it's not bad, 100 pieces, $80 or whatever. Then you get the shipping, and it's like, oh yeah, it's also $90 to ship fucking cardboard to your house.
Yeah, and Uline only ships next day from Kenosha.
Yeah,
and it's like $75 for like 100 units or something like that. And you're like,
yeah. So I mean, if you're just not a heavy seller and you just have stuff on eBay, definitely keep the stuff that you got coming in that people ship stuff to you for. But if you're one that wants to have supply on hand and you haven't been thinking about it, it seems to be like that shortage is kind of catching up.
Yeah.
But that was a short topic I want to talk about. But Dan, we had like a bonus topic, right? Kevin Smith.
Yes, Dark Horse has announced Kevin Smith is having his own imprint at Dark Horse, and it's gonna feature all the characters and stories from the View Askew universe. So that's pretty exciting because originally I think Kevin Smith worked with Oni Press to release a lot of his View Askew universe stuff, but now he's gonna just do it again, but with even more properties, including like Tusk and the other stuff he did recently. And I can't wait because actually his comic book View Askew universe comics are fantastic. If you guys have not read them, please go read them. Like the Jane Silent Bob miniseries, which is like a badass version of Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back, which is like a watered down version of the comic. Actually, so good. The Clerks comics. It's about collecting. It's about the reseller market. So good. I can't wait, and I'm excited. I'm excited because I think he's a better comic book writer than a filmmaker.
definitely a
Oh,
true-
I said it. I said
Yeah.
it, yo.
He's definitely a true staple to our community, and I'm not just saying comic community. I'm talking about our age group. The guy sold his comic collection to make a movie. We all know that story. But anytime you see him, his podcast, Fat Man on Batman's fantastic. He's done a lot of the stuff that we would love to do. He directed all these episodes of Supergirl, The Flash, the movies he's written, the stuff that he's created. And on top of it all, he's still a fan at heart. I mean, the dude literally cries watching He-Man or watching shows that remind him of the childhood. So it touches all of us as collectors, or like we always say, nostalgia driven, man. He's right there as one of those people as well.
I mean, he was trying to make comics cool when they weren't.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
with Mallrats and like that. That was just
Chasing Amy.
Yeah,
He's just
Chasing
a
Amy.
tracer.
Chasing Amy showed me a vision of what it could be like to be an adult. Because before Chasing Amy, I didn't want to grow up and be an adult. I didn't want to wear a suit and be in a fucking office job. And I saw Chasing Amy. I was like, wait, that's adulting? All right, let's do it, yo. I mean, it totally changed my life, actually. And then I ended up sleeping with a lesbian, and it was a terrible mistake. But yeah. But
How
he
did we make
inspired
that
me.
jump.
Oh, Chasing Amy. I realized I like relived Chasing Amy. I was like, oh my god! Like at some point, I was like, holy shit! Did I just manifest Chasing Amy because I wanted it so bad? Yeah, and it was a mess. Just like Chasing Amy, it was not a good idea.
So yeah, bonus topic. But tomorrow's new comic book day. What are you getting tomorrow, Andy?
Ooh, McClay, are
It's
you
a
ready
huge
for the
comic book
cream?
day, actually. I think there's a lot of good books coming out tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm really thankful though that the replacement damaged high ratio variants from last week made it to my LCS this week. So that Star Wars Adventures high ratio book that's gone bonkers, I was able to get still, and there's a couple other, and I'm looking forward to getting those picked up because of the fact that you don't want to pay the cheaper price on last Wednesday. I'm rambling now, but you're right. There are a lot of really good books out. I think I'm not going to pick Punisher as much as I kind of want to. There is
You're still gonna get it and read it though, right?
yeah, I'll probably read it digitally to start to see if we're going to pick that
Read it
one
what?
up, but digitally.
Oh, thanks to something else.
Dang you. We Live Age of the Paladins comes out tomorrow as well, but there's that Punisher cover A. And actually, let's dip into this while you have this up, Brian. We were talking about this earlier with the logo swapperoo. So they chose to stick with an OG logo for cover A, but let's look at the other covers. This is pretty.
Yeah,
The
timeless one is good.
And
Souza.
but they did some of the logo swaps.
This one's kind of cool right here, but yeah, I don't like the logo swap. It's kind of weird.
The Bjorn one looks good.
Oh yeah.
I want to see the face that goes with that skull, though. That's what I want to see.
Yeah.
So this is
That big teeth.
this looks really good, but that's scary. That's way too similar to the Spawn one that just came out 3 months ago.
It's interesting. Very, very
It's
interesting.
almost like Punisher and Crossbones had a kid.
I'm excited for We Live Age of Paladins though to revisit that universe and find out what's next from Aftershock Comics because We Live has gotten or has developed quite the fan following and is kind of becoming a cult smash. And the people that are into it are really into it. I mean, they've gone 4 printings and they've done metal variants and they just get gobbled up. And it's been really good. So I'm looking forward to getting back into that storyline.
Is it actually Palladians?
It could be. I have no idea. You know
Because
how good I am in English.
No,
right?
well,
Romance
no.
with
The thing is,
capacity.
Palladians are like the New Age alien species that allow the New Age that talk to aliens and the Galactic Federation that are on the.
Shut up, nerd.
Yeah, no, I'm serious. Like, no, it's a weird rabbit hole. Like, it's part of the New Age right now.
It is Palladians.
Where they're like alien,
From the
dimensional
Pleiades,
beings.
the star system. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And they
I don't know
channel
what-
like I'm speaking and the Galactic Federation says, and there's all these like pretty girls channeling, and they get tons of views on YouTube. And they're putting it into a comic.
My brain just goes to Paladins for some reason. It's just the Diablo version of me. I
Are
don't
you
know.
getting the solo Chewbacca tomorrow, Andy?
I buy everything Star Wars now, so I hesitate to even talk about it because I just buy all of it.
I heard there's talk that there might be you might meet Han Solo's dad in it. Have you guys heard that?
Oh.
I heard that it was going to have some first appearances in it, but I don't know any solid proof yet. It's Guggenheim though, and we all know how well Guggenheim did on the last flight out.
Yeah, which issue number 5 comes out tomorrow.
Yep.
Is that the final issue?
No, issue 6 is.
6, okay.
Unless they've extended it.
You guys really have me keyed into creative teams and writers now because of the content that Tales from the Flip Side and Brian that you do here on the channel is having me really keying in on writers and creative teams, and I absolutely love it because Han Solo and Chewbacca, not something that I would normally pick up, except for the fact that it's Star Wars related. But then when I saw Guggenheim's name on it, and I'm like, yes, I'm not missing out on this. I'm going to go to several LCSs if I have to at least get a cover A to read because I didn't put it on my pull list. I mean, you guys kind of, if you watch my channel, you know my struggle where I'm trying to trim my pull list so I'm not spending $200 a week on new books.
Star Wars books now are like the Image #1 books in like the 2010 to 12 era. There's a new Star Wars book. It's like, I'm getting it. Don't know what you might miss.
Well, because there's become some real validity to the fact that they're writing these storylines, they're creating these comic series for the possibility of on-screen content down the road. That's something people have talked about that really seems to have some formation coming together, some foundation coming together, and the crumbs leading the trail, kind of that aspect.
Who's your favorite Star Wars character right now?
Right now, Black Chrysanthemum.
Okay, what if Kathleen Kennedy wrote a series? Would you buy it?
Yeah.
Is Black Chrysanthemum the first originally comic character that went to live action? Like, of all the Star Wars, like, is he the only one?
No, I'm sure there are others, and I'm sure that a massive Star Wars fan out there, somebody that upper echelon Star Wars knowledge above me could chime in and say who it is.
So real quick, did you see the Crimson Reign?
Yeah.
The
Raza covers there. I like that Raza covers. Crazy.
Yeah.
Well, the Raza covers are the best Crimson Reign covers. They're the only Crimson Reign books you should buy from the first 1, 2, and 3. Where is it? Why am I missing it? Why am I not seeing it here?
Crimson Reign.
I thought you
Where
just
the hell
had
is it? Where is it?
Crimson Reign.
There's We Live.
I'm serenading the crowd while you find your cover.
I think it's
Crimson
further. I
Reign.
think it's further up.
Here it is. It's right here. I got it. I already saved it. It's one of my books. So this cover by Nakayama,
Yeah.
right? I mean, it's kind of there's something wrong with the website right now, so it's not coming in very great. But
That's
it's
a
got
B variant?
that character on it. This cover, here's your Black Chrysanthemum. There you go, La Roca. That's great. And here's the Raza cover. All the connecting
the Knights
Raza
of Ren.
covers. Oh man, they're so good. Just so
Good luck getting those in really high grade.
Yeah.
Penguin Random House.
Penguin, they're still trash.
Plus, it's Marvel paper.
Yeah, the Marvel paper is bad. Like, you saw Star Wars Darth Vader number 20 going out with those Sprouse variants in the second print. All of those are just the paper quality is terrible.
Yeah, the cardboard shortage ain't because of Diamond or Penguin House, that's for sure.
No. Cantankers is right. This set's gonna be awesome. I'm sorry for not keeping up with the chat in the last 10 minutes, but I am just enthralled with everything Star Wars lately, and it's like TMNT. It's like the Turtles. Like, even if I can't make time to read it, I at least want it for those rainy day 30-book reads where I go through everything. And it's starting to pay off. Honestly, the last year and a half, 2 years of Star Wars books that we're picking up are kind of coming to fruition, kind of holding their own.
So this is the International Women's Day pick.
It is?
No,
I don't know.
That's a bad joke.
I do have a pick for that actually though. We'll get into that in a little bit.
McClay's finding something. McClay's gonna have something good for us.
I got some good stuff. So this right here.
Yeah,
Little
that's what I was-
monsters.
yeah.
Monsters.
I like
yeah.
that. I don't like the Jeff Lemire cover, the cover B or whatever it is.
Yeah, the Nguyen cover is great. Dustin Nguyen is just he's a great cover artist.
I say
He's
that
always
because
been-
I always mess up saying his name.
Oh yeah. Here's
I like
the Monkey cover, which is it's okay. I mean, it's
This
not
is
bad.
supposed to be a vampire story, right?
Oh, dude, this looks awesome. And here's the little mirror cover. The Nguyen cover is so good though. So I think this is a great pick right here. This cover is just so good. That is so good. This is another interesting book. This Hit Me book.
That's what especially for the Jeff Deckel cover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So be on the lookout. Like this is the Diodato Jr. cover. And then here's another one just for cover. Betty and Veronica
Man,
#1.
we're mind gelling tonight. I'm
Yeah.
just crossing them off. That's cool.
Dude, this week is big. Like there
Yep.
is a
Yeah.
ton of great books this week. Like
Yep.
I
it's
picked
super
4 of
cheap.
them. Yeah.
And that's not even like a variant. That's the regular cover, right?
Yep. And I picked 4 books, and I guarantee like these other guys will pick books that I haven't picked. There's so many great books this week.
Yeah.
All right, let me go back.
That looks like D'Onofrio on the book.
Kind of, yeah.
What do you got, Dink?
I'm just gonna go with Red Room. Trigger
Yeah.
warnings.
Yes.
Follow up to Red Room, and because it reminds me of that true indie, 90s indie goodness, that
Where is it?
alternative indie. You just passed it.
Here
Because
it is.
There it is.
yeah, and I love this kind of stuff, and we used to have more of it, but now every publisher is Vertigo, basically, because it
Yeah.
used to be like Fantagraphics and all this like edgy, really alternative stuff that really pushed the boundaries of comics, but now it's all just optionable stories, Vertigo everywhere, and that's good. I love that. Vertigo was my favorite imprint at the time, but I miss this stuff, this hand drawn, this like really meticulous, like you can feel the love and the work and the like no inhibitions, no restrictions, like kind of edgy kind of storytelling. Yeah, and I can't wait. I can't wait to read more.
You see all the covers for it? Look at this.
Ooh,
Look at
Pulp
this.
Fiction homage?
Yeah. That's a good one.
It's a lot of junk in that trunk.
That is a good one, bro.
That's some that's almost like some Frank Cho goodness.
Yeah.
Thick.
That's a good one. This is the Momoko one. She does the same mistress character.
She's all over this week.
She's all over every week. But I love the Zap Comics homage they do. Here's the Momoko. Yeah.
That looks exactly like a Venom cover recently, like Venom 26 or something.
Yeah. This is the Zap Comics homage, and it's so good.
Ooh. Gross, but awesome.
Yeah.
Rug doing
It reminds me of like
Crumb.
British
Crumb, yeah.
comic art.
Crumb. Yeah. Really
I
good.
like that.
and their and their YouTube channel, Cartoonist K-Fab,
One of the
amazing
best.
channel. Yeah,
Yep.
it's seriously, they should win awards.
A rat. I love how that's. Do you guys know the story of like how when there's rats that there's tons of rats together, they have this thing where their tails get tied. This is kind of like the same thing, because when you see those monster rat piles where their tails get tied, they're all trying to run one way, and this is what it looks like. Oh, gross, man. Ed Piskor, man, he's good stuff. His X-Men stuff was so good.
Yeah.
No.
Are you good, Dan? You have more?
Yeah, no, I mean,
This Devil Rain is very interesting too. Did you guys see this?
Yeah, that's one I had on mine also. Just from loving that from Zdarsky. I haven't been reading many
Yeah.
of the spin-offs, but
This cover is great. Really, really good.
that Eternals 10 It's supposed to be the kickoff for the event this summer, the Avengers versus Eternals versus X-Men or whatever.
Oh, great,
no.
great.
Um, that
Yep.
yeah.
Star Wars it is all summer. All right.
These covers for Eternals are so good.
Yeah.
Ribic, isn't it?
Yep.
And
And I
then-
love how you see the Celestial behind them like that with the snow on it like that. That's just so good.
I used to love his Thor covers.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Hail Thanos, Part 4. That's awesome. Let's see what the Rion Gonzalez looks like. That's really nice.
Wow, that reminds me of Colleen Duran, or who did Distant Soil.
Oh yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And then there's a Carnage Forever variant, which is kind of crazy.
Carnage for never.
Yeah. Get rid of him.
Carnage.
So there's so many good books out this week.
Yeah, I'm not giving up on Naomi yet. Naomi season 2, number 1 starts tomorrow as well.
I'll definitely be reading that digitally.
Yeah. And then you said International Women's Pick. I got 2, one for Amazon, one for Morrow. That Trial of the Amazons, number 1 from DC.
Yeah.
You just kind of passed it. There's a Jen Bartel cover that's freaking awesome.
I do wonder who will win.
2 over. There you go.
Right?
It
They're
also has the Rose
it's
Bash.
Rose
This
Bash, and then there's the
that's the Rose Bash.
yeah, it's the wraparound, right? 1 over.
There.
don't know if it's
Ooh,
gonna-
look at that.
Yeah,
Martel?
yeah, Bartel,
Holy crap.
and it's a $13.99 for that.
What?
variant.
Yeah, this is like a 1 in 1,000 or
Yeah.
something, right? This thing.
Yeah, she's got one that's like the regular one, and then she's got like what glow in the
hyper-
dark or some shit.
Yeah, it's a 1 in 100 fluorescent hyper pink one.
Yeah.
So
So, and then Marvel's also got their Women of Marvel number 1. There's an
Oh,
Ashley
yeah.
Witter cover for that. That's badass.
yeah, where is that?
Gwen vs. Curse comes out tomorrow.
Yep.
Mhm.
This looks good. The Captain Carter cover.
Yeah.
Where's the Women of Marvel? Why
Probably get down because you're in what S's.
doesn't it go by?
I think it was.
Oh yeah, it goes by.
I think it was in the
imprint,
near
huh?
the top.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know I saw it.
Yeah.
Hey,
This
at
is
least
like
it's not freezing up on us.
this is weird. Weird.
It's like,
It's gonna be all the way at the bottom.
Yeah,
Watch.
7 Secrets issue
There is.
15 tomorrow as well. But yeah, the Ashley Witter cover, of course. Let's go the yellow one.
Oh yeah. Yeah, with Honey Badger, that's a good one.
Yeah,
I just don't like the trade. They should have put a across the top more.
So-
This is the Sousa Jubilee.
huh.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Reminds me of the cartoon.
That reminds me of Wonder Woman 84. Just the
The
pastel.
colors. Yeah.
there was one other one. It's Devil Tree number 1 has a second print. It's from Blood Moon Comics. I don't know if it'll be on there or not, but I
There's
just
your
struck my
Naomi.
fancy. It struck my fancy because
You know, watching that
figured-
show.
Mm-mm.
no, I haven't watched much CW at all. Tonight on Hunting with McClay. There we go.
I know, like it's what the
Live
hell.
action.
Yeah. What's it called?
Yeah.
Devil Tree?
I do like yellow covers. It's Devil Tree.
Here it is right here.
So that's number 4, but they got a number 1 second print coming out also. That considering it's Blood Moon Comics, I don't imagine too many of those are out there, especially for it to get a second
Zamoka.
print. But
Here's this. Is this the second print? No. Anyways. Interesting.
It's going to definitely be a fun Wednesday to hunt.
it's going,
There's a lot.
a lot of great books.
Spawn. This Spawn cover is pretty interesting. But this is what you're looking for.
Yeah, stupid homage. Why does that guy have to homage the good stuff? At least he's. I was like, when I first saw it, I was like, "What the hell?" And I was like, "Well, yeah,
Oh,
he's
it's
doing
him.
his own shit."
Yeah, I like it. I think it's cool. It looks a little rough, but
Yeah, it reminds me of like Hellraiser, right when the first Hellraiser when he's starting to eat,
yeah.
eat and build his body up.
What is
Do
he
you see
doing?
they're making a new Hellraiser, by the way,
Yes.
with a female pinhead or something, right?
Yep. She's interesting. Very
Big
cool.
comic book day tomorrow.
Mhm.
So
I was just
everyone walk to your LCS, right? 'Cause you're not getting gas this week.
Yeah, carry your freaking radio flyer wagon so you can put all your books in it. That's just gonna leave us with one more thing. What do you got for us, Beardo?
Ooh, I'm excited. My one more thing is this fantastic box sitting just over my shoulder here.
What's in the
Which happens
box?
to be another CGC submission is back. So we're going to record that content, upload it. This could potentially be one of the biggest CGC hauls ever for us, tuning in over 6,000 potentially. We'll see. Could be that much. Could not be. Could fall flat on my face. Either way, you're going to have to watch the content, see what happens, because it's going to be a blind CGC unboxing. It's going to be dope. So subscribe.
So you haven't checked the site?
I peeked at one book at the top and then had my wife hide the rest of them. And there's like 4 or 5 copies of Darth Vader 3, the first Dr. Aphra. With all the renewed interest in Star Wars and first appearances, I shotgunned all my extra copies, whether they were going to be 85, 90, 94s, I don't care. They all went out, got cleaned and pressed and graded. And there's some Whatnot exclusives in there too.
What?
It's so stressful watching live CGC unboxings for some reason.
That's why it's why I love it. That's why I love it.
I remember I did one once. It wasn't live, but I recorded it with the GoPro on my head, and I was all like, basically not even seeing the grade because I was holding the book up to be on the. And I was like, "Yep." But
Wow.
Clay, what do you got?
There is one thing I do want to say real quick. I want to give a shout out. There's a show on the Flipside Network that I don't expect viewers here to watch because it's basically the same time as this show. But there's a show on the Flipside Network that I want to give some love to because they've been doing such a good job over there, and that is Comic Book Women. Shout out to Lucy, Jen, and Laura, and Ant helping in the background. They have been doing really, really good stuff. They have their own channel called Nearing Nirvana, which is amazing. And I'm just super proud of them and what they've been putting together lately. So I just wanted to show them some love and go check them on the Rewind, you guys. They have a really good short 45-minute to hour-long show every week on Flipside, and they do nice little spotlights on either female characters or female creators, and they also do male creators and characters and stuff. But it's just a really good show. And Trish Forstner jumps on there every once in a while to have fun with them, and they do a lot of really good interviews. So make sure to go check them out. Comic Book Women and Nearing Nirvana is their own site. Show them some love.
Nice.
Yeah, that is a great show. I agree. I watched that show too.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's very focused, and it's focused. So every episode it's got a nice little theme, and you get to learn a lot. It's a lot of learning about like a focused topic, so that's nice.
Yeah. That is my one more thing.
What you got, Dan?
I guess I got 2 kind of. I'm gonna do a break. Did I mention I'm doing a breakdown of Peacemaker? Right, I already mentioned this. Where I'm talking about how it's sort of entering modernity. It's how we're watching comic book media enter modernity more. And that's what I like about it because I felt like there was no authorial voice. Like it's not trying to tell you how to think actually, and every character is on such a different place, and they're all as legit as each other. And Dostoevsky did that too, and he kind of changed literature. So I'm glad this is happening. I think this is gonna, herald. This is like a sign of things to come, and I believe the DCEU surpassing the MCU eventually. I think that's gonna happen. That's my hope. And then I'm gonna do a video about wellness and mental health because actually I have been going through so I have depression, and I've been going through like intense depression for like 2 weeks, I think. And I didn't even notice it right away. I was like, what's going on? I was like, oh, this is genetic. It's in my family. But I want to talk about
Every
wellness. Yeah, and how we should have more neurodivergent healers and therapists and teachers, actually, because I feel like a lot of the advice given out is created by more neurotypical people. So it's easy to follow if you're neurotypical, but if you're neurodivergent and you can't like solve your issues, you start to like really hate yourself, and that sucks. And I think we need to kind of develop better ways of communicating, methods, to develop wellness practices that can be more neurodiverse, just hit more people in ways that it's more kind. Because sometimes I think some of the strategies are, I don't know, it's a weird thing. It's a big topic, but I like talking about that kind of stuff.
Pelodians.
Yeah, it's the Palladians. But and like tools like channeling the Palladians and getting new messages to help shift the consciousness into so we can be fifth dimensional beings ultimately, and that's what I'm hoping we can all do together.
One more thing, I just wanted to say thank you real quick to everyone that's in the chat week in and week out. I like seeing we have our regular crowd here now. I like seeing the new people pop in, but Cantankerous, Josh, Ryan, the people that are in here week in and week out. We're missing Mitch Joel tonight, but I hope he's doing well. But I want to thank friends of the channel sponsor, the 616 Comics, Drew at Wanted Comics, all great people. But before I go, McClay, do you guys on Flipside also, is it Flipside, but in the card hangout, you guys do something on Wednesday nights for ripping packs, right?
So yeah, every Wednesday night, I do a card show over on Flipside. We've got a group of us that just jump on over there and either we talk about the hot cards of the week. We talk about if we have any new stuff to open, we open live on air. The first 5 shows, every show had a major pull on it. So if you guys are into cards, go watch. You'll see some major pulls. It's just having fun, just guys getting together, joking about cards. We have people from the community come on all the time, other hosts and stuff that are into cards. So we're gonna get Wood over there one day. I know Andy's getting into the card.
I might tomorrow. I got a box of Prism Premier Soccer.
Let's do it.
Delivered tomorrow.
Yeah, let's do it. You're more than welcome, brother.
Football.
Yes, the good stuff.
Yeah.
Football is
stuff
life.
Selling big time. Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if I get a Ted Lasso auto.
That would be awesome.
Speaking of which, one more thing. Nike is selling Ted Lasso kits now. Did you see that? You can get the actual kits from Ted Lasso, and they're going to be providing them for the show also.
That's awesome.
But again, thanks everyone in the chat, everyone watching us on replay. A huge thank you to Cantankers for the super chats tonight. As always, he keeps the lights on, man. I'm telling you. But
McClay,
I hope to see you in Baltimore again this year. Parker.
Yeah.
We got to get you back. We promise we won't get you as shit-faced. A little shit-faced. But not as shit. No Washington apples. Put it that way. But thank you so much. And those listening on the podcast, thank you as well there. I've seen that podcast starting to grow a little bit. So can't thank you guys enough. And with that being said, Brian Superman's Comics. We will see you next week.
Look. They talking like they don't know a king when they see one. See him in person, he take it back like a refund. Ballin' with my brothers, all my playing D1. Daily checking chicken, he gon' spin it watching reruns. Say they real, but they clones.